Okay, what's going on? Vincent Rappisardi, BigBlueUnbiased.com. If you guys can give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. It helps the algorithm and gets more people to find our channel. If you can give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. If there's one word for this Giants game that we just watched, for a fan base, I would say it's just depressing. It's a depressing game for a fan base. It's tough for fans to truly be angry at this game or pissed off or wanting coaches and coordinators and GMs to be fired. There's not much you can do. This is just a game that it was a prime time game heading into it. Division rivals, Giants coming off a big win, 3-1 Cowboys team, two good quarterbacks in Arlington, Texas. Huge matchup, really fun matchup as a football fan in general. Forget about if you're a Giants fan or Cowboys fan. This is an interesting game to watch. And every key Giant just got hurt. They just got hurt. There's not much you can do and not much you can say. You can get mad at head coach all you want. What's he going to do when every player's going down? And they're going down for the entirety of a game. So early on, they obviously lose Barkley. It looked like he rolled his ankle. It ballooned up. Hopefully he's okay. Wishing the best for him. Daniel Jones, that was a scary injury. He put his head down, tried to score a touchdown, and then looks like he almost fell over trying to walk back. He was dizzy. It looks like some sort of concussion. Very scary. They obviously lost him for the game. And I think Daniel Jones is going to be out at least a week. I could not imagine him coming back and playing this week after seeing that. A head injury like that where he barely got up and walked away. He was wobbling, and it looked like he was about to fall over. So hopefully, we all hope for the best for Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. Kenny Golladay hurt his knee. He was out the second half. He didn't play the second half, so you lose, arguably. I think after this game, he's your second best wide receiver, or maybe third. I don't even know. I don't care. You want one of your better wide receivers in Kenny Golladay. You lose your starting quarterback for what looks like what's going to be more than one game. I just can't imagine Daniel Jones coming back in this week. I wouldn't do that if I were the head coach or the team. I would say, no. Let's just hold him out because forget about football. I mean, it looks like it's a little bit more serious than that. So, again, we hope for the best for him. Barkley, I don't know. I mean, it looked pretty swollen. We hope the best for him as well. Hopefully he's okay. I don't know what that kind of injury is going to look like, if he's going to be out a few weeks or not. I kind of doubt he's going to be able to play this upcoming week as well. That's just my guess. Andrew Thomas, I don't even think Andrew Thomas played. He was active, but I don't think he played at all. I didn't see him on the field. So you're talking about your star looking like a star left tackle, looking like a star quarterback, star running back, and your prized free agent wide receiver, who essentially they all had zero impact on the game because they just weren't healthy. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You could be angry, you can be mad, you can blame the play calling, but at the end of the day, there's no team that's going to compete or win a game when you're down that many guys. It's just not going to happen. Just not going to happen. What we did see in this game was the play of Cadarius Toney. The guy is an absolute star. And, I've said a few times in videos, I think Sterling Shepard is probably their best all-around wide receiver. Cadarius Toney is their best wide receiver. I'm concerned. I am convinced at this point he's their wide receiver one. He caught 10 passes for 189 yards on 13 targets. I mean, and just his playmaking, he stops on a dime, and defenders just whiff. It's amazing. And this 2021 season is giving me 2014 vibes of when we watched Odell as a rookie, where it was like, all right, the Giants are probably going to lose, and maybe they're not at this point, if they're missing their quarterback for a few weeks and Barkley for a few weeks and all this, and Galladay's out, let's say, for a few weeks, I mean, you're probably looking at what's going to be another lost season. They're not going to make the playoffs if they have to roll with their current guys. There's no way. They're not going to be competitive enough to win. So you're going to look at 2014 again, where it's like, all right, we're turning on the game to watch Cadarius Toney. Let's see him juke defenders out and make plays. It's unfortunate that it has to be that way, but I tweeted this out. This might be the most talented Giants offense I've ever seen. And I think most of you would probably agree with that. The unfortunate part is I don't think we're ever going to see them truly play together. I think you're just going to see injuries and injuries and injuries. And I've said this in a few videos recently. A lot of talk about trading Darius Slayton. And obviously Slayton's hurt right now, but I kept saying, like, look, Galladay's injury prone. We've seen Barkley go down. We've seen Ross go down. We've seen Shepard go down. These are players that are fairly injury prone. You want to trade Darius Slayton and just make your depth chart that much thinner, that much more thin? I don't think that makes much sense. The expectation is Slayton and Shepard probably play this upcoming week, but I'm just saying I don't think there's... If you're trying to compete, I don't think there's any real reason to trade Slayton, especially if at some point Jones does come back. I mean, I'm assuming he'll come back at some point. He may miss a few weeks, but you want to make sure that he's in a good spot too. What if Galladay's still not available? What if Shepard may not be available for whatever reason? Maybe he gets re-injured, or if Barkley's out for a month or something. Whenever Jones gets back, you want to make sure that he has some sort of protection. He's got some players around him. I mean, this is still an important year for him. I mean, he looks like a stud, but you don't want him to end the year on a bad note. You don't want to put him in a spot where he's struggling to throw, he's throwing a practice squad guys out there because of injuries and because you're trading pieces off for draft picks. So they're just in a really tough spot right now because, like I said, the talent is there. They're not lacking talent, but I don't think they're ever going to play together. I just think there's so many injuries with major offensive pieces. They're just never going to play together. So that's that. The Giants' run defense is absolutely terrible. They allowed 200 yards on the ground today. I don't know what's the deal with their defense. It's a unit that was good last year. They were a good defense last year, and it just seems like every single player is struggling. It's rare you see that, but nobody's really stepping up. James Bradbury, he looks terrible. I don't know what happened to the guy. He was great last year. Logan Ryan, you don't see much of Leonard Williams or Dexter Lawrence, or Lorenzo Carter made a play in today's game, but for the most part this year, you haven't heard much of him. Zimenez, I don't know what happened to him. You're looking at a bunch of pieces who were productive last year that are just absolutely, irrelevant. It's almost like they're not even there. So the Giants defense has been an absolute disappointment. There's nothing more to say about that. You guys have seen it. You've watched it. The numbers don't lie either. Dak averaged over 9 yards per attempt. They gave up 200 yards on the ground. What more is there to say? Obviously, your defense is not doing their job, and I understand the offense had injuries and all that, and they didn't put you in the greatest spot in the world, but still. This is a reoccurring theme for the Giants defense. They're just not good. I don't know what happened. They're good players. There's some good players on defense, and the entire unit is just not performing. The Giants play the Rams this upcoming week. That is not an easy game. I don't know who's going to be available.